In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 tips that can help you get better results on Amazon ads. So I've been running Amazon ads now for years, and in 2024 alone, I've already spent thousands of dollars across the year. So if we come over to my Amazon ads dashboard, I'll show you a few tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. So the aim of this video is going to help you to increase your conversion rates, minimize your ACoS, and overall maximize your return on investment. So here's my overall results for 2024 so far on Amazon ads in the US marketplace. So you can see I'm running a decent ACoS of below 28%. I've received 1,235 orders at a spend of $3,373. So that's my US marketplace in 2024. So that's across all of my campaigns for the year. And as you might expect, there are some campaigns that have performed really well, and then there's some campaigns for books which haven't performed quite as well. And that tends to be because the book isn't strong enough or it's in a too competitive a niche. So my first tip for better performance on Amazon ads actually has nothing to do with Amazon ads, and it's all about your front cover. That's the first thing that people are going to see when they're scrolling through Amazon, and it's one of the most important things that you can focus on. If your cover doesn't stand out, people aren't going to click on it. And then if people do click on it, it also really needs to try and convert them to click that buy button. So making sure your front cover is strong, making sure it's striking, making sure it stands out, and also sells the book is incredibly important. The next tip is testing out the broad, phrase, and exact match types. And so these work in different ways. If we hover over this info section here, you can see that broad contains all of the keywords in any order and includes plurals, variation, and related keywords. Phrase contains the exact phrase or sequence of keywords, where exact is the exact match. So if you're trying to rank your books for certain keywords, if you know the exact keyword you want to rank for, you'd use the exact match type. Whereas if you're going broader, you'd use a broad. And if you want something that's similar, it would be the phrase. But what I tend to do and what I found works best for me is utilizing all three. So if we come on to this ad, I've actually only got 6 keywords here. But you can see here, my top 2 spenders are exact matches at a 22% ACoS and a 32% ACoS. But then the third highest spender is actually running an 18.8% ACoS, which is directly profitable for this book. So the benefit of those exact sales is it's going to help this book rank for that exact search term, where the broad one's going to help it get listed for different search terms, and it's also running a directly profitable ACoS, which is fantastic. So you should be testing the different match types, see what works for you. Each one has its own benefit, and I'd highly recommend trying all 3 out for yourself. Tip number 3 is finding and utilizing long tail keywords. So one of the easiest ways to find these is just coming over to Amazon and using the search bar. So instead of something like Christmas coloring books for adults, by using the search bar and looking around, I've found coloring books for adults relaxation Christmas. Or going even further, you've actually got large print coloring books for adults relaxation Christmas. And so the search bar is a fantastic tool to just try and help you find those long tail keywords. That long tail keyword is going to be easier to rank for than Christmas coloring books, for example. So if you're running keywords ads and you want to rank for certain keywords, make sure you consider utilizing those long tail keywords as well. Tip number 4 is considering some low bid product ads. So here's one that I'm running for multiple puzzle books. And you can see that the average cost per click across the year is 21 cents, which is pretty low. And because it's converting well, my ACoS on this ad is actually only 8.45%. And then if I look at the cost per click, I've actually brought it down across the year as well. At the beginning of the year, it was around 23 cents. And then recently, it's gone down to 18 and 17 cents. And so what I found, these lower bid product ads can be really useful to help you generate ongoing sales. Tip number 5 is utilizing negative targeting. So on product ads, it would be negative products, but on keyword campaigns, it's negative keywords. And so if we come on to an example campaign here, you have a section for negative targeting. And so let's say this is a unicorn coloring book for children. What we don't want to be ranking for is unicorn coloring books for adults. And so for that, we could do a negative exact match type And then we're making sure we're not wasting those bids on the wrong sort of targeting. And let's say you're running an auto ad and some things aren't converting, you can add those into the negative exact as well. And so that can be really useful with optimizing your ads, especially over the longer term. Tips number 6 and 7 go together, but they're either increasing or decreasing your bids by 1 cent per day. So if you're just setting up an ad, you might see that the impressions are quite slow at the beginning. And if you're finding that, it's worthwhile increasing your bid by 1 cent a day until you start seeing the impressions rise and start seeing those clicks come through. So that's what I tend to do. Instead of like upping the bid by 10 cents, just nudge it by 1 cent or 1 pence per day, and you'll slowly start to see those impressions and clicks start to come in. And then on the flip side, if you're running an ad and you're getting loads of impressions and clicks, what you can try and do is decrease the bid by 1 cent or 1 pence per day. That can help you to get a more profitable ad in the longer term. Tip number 8 is setting yourself a monthly budget for your ads. So especially when you're just getting going with Amazon ads and you're still learning, there's every chance that it might take you a little bit while to get those ads to be profitable for you. It might be a case of learning the ads console. It might also be a case of creating better quality books in better niches. But there's every chance it might take you a little bit of time, a little bit of testing and learning to create those successful campaigns for you. Another important reason for setting yourself a budget is that your Amazon ad spend comes out that month, where your Amazon KDP royalties that you get from those ads comes in 2 months later. So that's one thing to remember with Amazon KDP. Any royalties you make, you get paid 2 months later. So let's say you didn't set yourself a budget and you spent $1,000 in ads over Christmas. You might make $5,000 in sales, but you're not going to get those royalties until February. So you just need to make sure you're budgeting effectively, and that's definitely one thing that I learned over the years. Tip number 9 is utilizing campaigns and portfolios. So within a campaign, you can have multiple ad groups. So let's say you've launched a book and you want to run multiple ads to it. You can set up one campaign, and then within that campaign, you can have multiple ad groups, different keyword targeting, different product targeting, whatever kind of targeting you want to do in that can sit within that one campaign. And then if you want to organize things even further, you can use the portfolios. So this can be really useful to help, especially with reporting and seeing straight away what's working well and maybe what needs tweaking. So one thing you could do, for example, is put all of your colouring books into a colouring book portfolio. You could put all of your puzzle books into a puzzle book portfolio, or you could split it into adults and kids. That's going to help you realize what's working well for you from a glimpse. And so you might then realise, actually, my colouring books aren't performing as well as my puzzle books. So I'm going to focus more on my puzzle books. So that's just a great way of utilising portfolio, and I would highly recommend it. And then the final tip is just replicate your success. And that's what I found on Amazon KDP so far. That's how I've made the best books. That's how I've made the most royalties. It's always by seeing what's worked well and then replicating it. So that's not only about your books, it's also about your ads. So let's say you've created a word search book and you've launched it using ads. You found that keyword ads and product ads for certain terms are actually working really well. So that means when you create your next one, you've already got the learnings from that book and you can take that into your new campaign. So taking those learnings that you found and utilizing them moving forward can be really powerful. If you're not currently using Amazon ads to help sell your books, they're a brilliant way to increase sales. Check out my video series all around Amazon ads if you want a little bit more information and to help you get going. But if you've got any questions, just drop them down in the comments below. Now, I think that even if you just utilize a few of these, there's every chance they can help increase your performance on Amazon ads. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.